Hello friends, welcome back to Learning Nails and Aesthetics. More Temu. These are nail charms. I think I went through some of these before. So let's see. If I show you any duplicates, I apologize. I think we did all of the butterflies and the hearts. Let's start here with flowers. And of course, excuse my nails. I have not been able to do them properly. Flowers, gotta love them. Just a clear iridescent. Flowers. I have not been posting the links because I've explained this before. A lot of times they will discontinue an item and then you click the link and it says discontinued, unavailable, and that's just very irritating to me. So you can search just the description of it and you can find it very easily. These are flat back plastic. It's a different colors. As we know, Temu's very inexpensive, but they do change their prices often. That's another reason if I say, you know, these were $1.12 and then you go on there another day, they're not there, or they're, you know, the price has changed. Plus, people have credits on their account and they may pay a different price than you did. There's coupons, all kinds of things that can make the price different for different people. So to avoid confusion and irritation, I don't post those. Now, if it was something that was more consistent, like on Amazon, then I would do that. Or like a Beatles website or Model Ones. You know what I mean. Something that would be more consistent. Oh, bees. Bees on flowers. Super cute. All these are super cute. I'll probably say it like 100 billion times. Let me know if you have some of these, if you've tried them. Some of them are fairly thick. And if you don't mind that, it's setting off your nail if the edges are sealed properly so things don't get caught on them. These are fairly thin. Plus, you want it sealed as good as possible because germs and bacteria can grow in the little cracks and crevices. You definitely don't want that. Pink flowers. I have a lot of things from Temu that I have not posted and recorded. I purchased a lot of things before I started making these videos. So they are no longer packaged, of course, in their own little thingies now. I guess that still counts. Does that still count as unboxing? A lot of these I have not used yet, and we will be doing that in future videos. Mushrooms. These are absolutely adorable. Of course, every time I try to flip one over, it wants to stay on its face instead of on its back. I like the ones with the little curl at the top. My lights are really not good. Sorry. I keep changing things. And really don't have the proper equipment. Just kind of trying to make it work. So humor me a little bit for a while, please. These are the same as previous ones I showed you. just a little bit ago, but they are different colors. These are fairly large. I don't know that I would wear that on my nail personally, but I do a lot of things that it would be an issue. Now, it depends, I guess, on your lifestyle, the type of job that you have, if it would be okay, or if you just plan on wearing them for a special occasion. But you can see here, this is my widest nail, and that thing is huge. Now, if it was longer, but still, I mean, the width isn't going to change. If anything, it's going to get probably narrower, unless you're wearing a square nail. These are the same, but pink, so I won't pull those out. Keep showing you the same thing over and over again. I love these little flowers. These are definitely more my size. And of course, the purple is always my favorite, and I'll say it every time that there is something purple. Some of them have more than one color. Don't know how they're made, so I'm sure just into a mold of some kind. But this one has a few different colors. Oh, so does this one. You just drop it again. And if you don't know, I have videos on reading the Milady books, their aesthetics and nail book, as well as their foundations book. I will be swatching more. I have several videos on that. Swatching various polishes. Just dropped another one. These are super, super thin. If I can get it. Whoa. Really a little hard to handle. I'd have to have some tweezers or a wax pen. But there it is. I hope that's focusing. These are one of my favorites. I can't seem to get the time to do my own nails. They do look terrible. I apologize for that. These are stars. Again, some of these I don't think I would put on my nail. For me anyway, they're a bit large, but I've seen a lot of people put some crazy things on their nails. And I do have some crazy things in this box. We just haven't gotten that far yet. Well, I guess what I consider to be crazy. These are little crowns, and instead of dumping the whole thing out, I'll just show you. Now these are bendy, and I'd call them almost spongy. They are white, yellow, dark pink, and a light pink. If I'm showing you duplicates, I apologize, from my other videos. But hey, it's fun, right? Still fun. These are jellyfish. Iridescent. These are the same. They're just pink and blue. I gotta fix these lights. That's just not good. And then the same, just yellow and green. These are starfish, super cute, of course. Since I live in Florida, I love doing the ocean ones. I get a lot of clients that want something oceany, and I have actually put sand on people's nails. Of course, I clean it excessively. Well, I don't go to the beach and get it. I buy like a superfine crafting sand. Clean it with hydrogen peroxide anyway. Even though, you know, it's probably clean. Not like I picked it up off the ground. I've put it in tumblers too in the past when I was making those. These, oh my goodness, are gummy bears. Can you see them? There's only one orange one. We'll pick this little guy up and show you. So stinking cute. Still sets up off the nail significantly though. But like I said, if you don't mind that, it's super fun. You could put it on with a, I want to call it a pop-off shell, but that's not what it's called. It's a peel-off base. Then you could easily remove it. Just if you're, you know, maybe you have Halloween decorations on your nails or something, and it's just not practical to keep them. These are stars. They do have a little rhinestone in the middle. If you can see the sparklies. Ooh, the crowns. Love the crowns. They have a little teeny tiny bit of a curve, which I think I've discovered a way to shape. Not necessarily this. You might be able to heat it slightly and bend it a little bit. There are tools that you can bend it with. So do I have one available? I do. Like this, also from Temu. Of course, you'd place the object in there. And this does have a slight sizing difference there. It's a little tapered. And then you press it down. I've used it a few times on these gears. I should have gotten that nail out that I did with these. These are very difficult to bend though. There are different ones that are a little bit easier. And I don't know where those are. Where'd I put them? I don't know. But they're not in this box. They're probably somewhere more easily accessible. Leave a comment of what your favorite nail gems are. The colors, like I normally like silver more than gold. And purples, of course. Super cute. I really like these. I haven't used any of these yet, but I am going to do that in a future video. I keep saying that. I am trying to upload some, and I did, and it was totally messed up. All pixelated. So I deleted it. It's happened several times. Experienced YouTubers say do not delete it because it messes up your the algorithm in some way where they don't send your videos out to people, and it makes it harder to find you, and you're not suggested to viewers. But I don't really understand how all that works. So just, I mean, you can still listen to it, but you can see on the screen that it's just crazy. You wouldn't want to watch it. It looks terrible. This is one of my favorite colors. Although purple's always going to be the favorite. Probably, this is probably my second. This is blue. We're getting closer to the end. Most of these were probably under $2. And if they were over $2, it was like, you know, $2.16 or something like that. Of course, on a longer nail, it's going to look nicer. I normally have very long nails naturally, but I help out at the school sometimes, and people do my nails. Well, I have to cut off my natural nail for them to apply the acrylic and stuff. So I'm going to let that grow out. This is a sticker, and it's supposed to glow in the dark. I'm not going to turn off the lights to see. I will gather up all of my glow-in-the-dark items and do a whole video on that one day. I think that it might be an issue figuring out the lighting when you're trying to see a little small thing in the dark. The camera might not focus on it properly. This is a small, well, I think there's probably 2 or 3 decks of cards in here. I have yet to figure out how I would put them on a nail, obviously a very long nail, and they would be cut probably not like a whole card on one nail, except for maybe a Queen of Hearts. That'd be good. But there is an entire, you know, each one was an actual entire deck of cards. So, teeny tiny, really pretty, fairly thin, but still, you know, not like it's going to tear or anything unless you purposely tear it. I had these already from when I was crafting. I would put things like this on a tumbler. And I've put real regular size cards on a tumbler. So that is all for this video. I can't see the time, but that's probably a short one compared to my others. Just wanted to get something recorded because I am not able to upload right now. I don't know if it's the storm or my internet connection. I honestly don't know, but please like, share, subscribe. I hope you found this entertaining. If you see something that you would like to purchase yourself and cannot find it, comment and I will help you find it. I explained why I don't like to post the links. And, you know, maybe I'm wrong, but that's just the way I see it. I've had personal experience myself with clicking on someone's link that is no longer valid. This item is discontinued. You know, even click back to safety. Anyway, I appreciate you watching. Have a good day. Like, share, subscribe, comment. Thanks. Bye.